Hello, my name is Claudio Zavala Jr., and I'm a digital designer in Burleson ISD in Burleson, Texas. And I'm excited to share with you how to make good digital content. And I want to start this off by talking about storytelling, because that is the crux of digital content, how I create content, how I share with teachers on how to create content, how I share with students on how to create content, and it all starts with storytelling. We all started with print. I would say many of us started with print. We still have print today, newspaper and books and magazines, and that's the way we share stories. We tell stories. We talk with each other. We use media, whether it's television or the internet. All those things are done as mediums to storytelling. And so when you are creating digital content, when your students are creating digital content, you want to think of that when you are designing. So here are some tips that if you would take with you in regards to storytelling and creating digital content. And that is to design with intention. You want to have the end in mind. An example, here in the United States, we may be building houses and we have a plan. We have the end in mind. How are the individuals in the house going to live? Well, when you're designing content, you want to think about the end in mind. So all the things that make up that content, those things that make up content are color, because they give out emotion. Some colors may be happier, some may be more melancholy. So think about using color with intent. White space, here's an example. In this case, we're using black space to give that image. We're going to draw the audience eye to that area. And also something else I want to, a tip in regards to creating digital content is to keep it simple. You don't want to put too much on it where the audience may not be attracted to it. So you want to keep it very simple. And ultimately, you want to have fun when you're creating. You want to get your hands dirty. You want to get your hands full of color, full of mud whenever you are creating digital content. Maybe digital mud. You want to get your hands dirty when you're creating. And so I have several examples of ideas on taking all of this and how I make this content and how I do that. And that's to create with purpose, with that intent that I talked about at the beginning, the design. Well, here when I take pictures, I always have that thought in mind. When I take a picture, I want to capture it with the intent of how my audience is going to view it. In this case, the design was on the shirt. In another example, I have a design where I took the picture and the text was underneath, but all that space, I purposely took the shot that way. And ultimately, this last example right here was myself pointing down because I wanted to draw the audience attention to that space below my beard here. And then I can add a message to share. And ultimately, all of this, the best way that you can tell the story is by you telling that story, and the best person to do that is you. So I hope you've enjoyed these tips to create great digital content.